such an asshole.
Yo, man writes, hi Aaron, thanks for your recent video on hating in response to my quest. Here is a new one, please quote for the video. As I'm sure you have noticed in your neck of the woods, women have gotten more and more into very demanding types of fitness in the past few years. I'm not talking about regular gyms, dance classes, or yoga. In my area, more and more TRX, CrossFit, and boot camp places open up every month. They charge high membership fees and seem to attract way more women than men. I take one of these classes every now and then and get to see how the women there can easily keep up with the guys doing push-ups, pull-ups, lifting kettlebells, etc. in a way that you would not expect a typical girl to be able to do. Many of these women spend hours in a gym at a time. Although this type of commitment to fitness is admirable, I can't help but find it borderline disturbing because of how masculine it makes these women look. Some may say that I feel this way due to my own insecurity. No, it's just we don't like masculine-looking women. The intimidation argument is not just tiring, but it's so wrong. We're like, you're just intimidated by a strong woman that makes more money. It's like, no, I'm really not. It's not pleasant to look at. You know, like, go make all the money and certainly be an athlete, but I'm not like, oh God, I'm intimidated. This time as I can, how masculine is insecurities, but I really don't think that's the issue. I'm as big of a supporter of working out and staying fit as you are. I appreciate a woman who takes care of herself, but I also find this disproportionate amount of time and resources women put into these extreme fitness classes, running marathons, etc., to be alarming and to also be a turnoff sexually. What are your thoughts on these G.I. Janes specifically? What's behind this trend? What is its likely impact on women and the relationships with men? All right. I had to sit and think about this one a little bit. Okay, well, why do I work out? And there is a clear line, or not a clear line, but a line, somewhat clear, but oftentimes ambiguous, that these gals have crossed. And I've seen a couple guys cross it too, where you become a fanatic at working out. And what I would almost define as a fanatic is where you're working out only for yourself. Now, I'm not even talking athletes, all right? Because athletes are working out, well, they are working out for themselves, but they are working out to compete for their profession. Bikini models, I don't know if you've seen bikini model competitions, they're gross. We are not talking hot, good-looking women. I mean, like, they're super ripped. But lifting weights, volleyball, any actual athletic sport, if you are a professional athlete, okay, I'm with you there because there's an ulterior goal. And the vast majority of the reason why people work out, in part, yes, for their health, but we ain't joking nobody. You're doing it for somebody else. You're doing it so you can get laid. Girls are doing it so they can find a rich, good-looking guy because rich, good-looking guys want hot, good-looking chicks. And hot, good-looking chicks want rich... Whatever, the hot people want each other. We want hot chicks, so we go and we work out. So if it was just for our own health, what would we do? We'd probably do some cardio. We'd eat healthy. And the hell if I'd ever lift another goddamn weight again. All right? I only lift weights so I look damn sexy to my girlfriend. And maybe to get a couple other girls to turn their heads. I'm like, look at you. I'm like, yeah. And they don't because I'm very skinny. And in Minnesota, you got to wear a shit ton of clothes so nobody sees anything unless it's like July. Anyway. Point is, there is good, you can't even call it ulterior, but good reasons people work out that include health, sometimes making money as a profession, and attracting members of the opposite sex, or simply just making your loved one happy. I think everyone has an obligation to stay in shape for your loved one. So there's elements of ulterior, altruistic, and health type of reasons that people pursue it. You go beyond that, and then it gets a little weird. For example, marathon runners. I think you're all fucking insane. You're nuts. You're banging up your knees. Get runners. Okay, yeah, you know what? Go run 5 to 6 miles. You'll get your cardio in. There's one gal, I can't even say we dated because she was hot. She started off hot. She had the classic curves. She had curves, man. And nice curves. And she was very pretty. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then she got it in her head that she wanted to go run a marathon. And then what transformed was this very shapely, good-looking woman, and her legs just turned into two huge tree trunks. Like, it was very pyramid-looking. It was gross. And, I mean, just these two massive pistons, and that's the way her body developed for training for this particular marathon. But I wouldn't say it was psycho, because marathons are okay. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe go do one, but she got into it. Oh, did she get into it? And whereas maybe the original intention she started running was to get in shape, I got to run a marathon, and she had to do her daily training and get 12 miles in, then 15, took over. And the only reason she was doing it was for herself. And I'm not talking health. This is where we got to delineate. We're not talking for your financial profession or your health or to impress somebody else. I'm doing it for myself. I dated another girl who was very into working out. I'm glad you're working out for me. She's like, I don't work out for you. I work out for myself. This was back when I was in my 20s, and I was even dumber than I am now. I'm like, because I don't know about you. I'm honest to admit that if I work out, it's to get laid. It's for other girls. That's really what it is. And that's when they're only working out for themselves, and not even like not finances, not health, not even just for fun. Like, yeah, I play volleyball. I could play volleyball all day, but I'm not doing it I'm doing it for fun, not myself. It's when you put yourself up at the top, there's something wrong. Because you know what? Life, I've said it before, but life is not about yourself. Yeah, I hike and ride motorcycle for myself, but in the end, it gets kind of boring, and I can only do so much of it, because guess what? I start to miss people. I pull into town. Hey, how you doing, Greg? How are you? It's good to see you. You know, pull into Vegas. Oh my God, man, Baldoni, what's going on? Oh my God, let's go do stuff. So there is an element of being by yourself for even achieving Zen, for challenging, okay? But when you're just doing it for yourself, man, I got to do it every day. I'm with myself all the time. I don't want to do anything more. I'm bored with myself. Everybody should be bored with themselves, because you spend more time with yourself than anyone else. You are in your own head, and my God, there can't be anyone more boring than you to you, because it's the you show all the time. You got to find something else to do. Watch Bugs Bunny, talk to anybody but yourself. And so when people do it for themselves and nothing else related to the health and financial well-being or the social well-being or the love of other people's related to themselves, then there's a mental issue there. And that's why I suspect you're running into. Now, I saw early on when I was in Wyoming, I saw the CrossFit people, and yeah, there's an element of culty type of stuff. Maybe they're substituting, some kind of belonging or agency. They need to belong to a tribe. I have not ran into that many women, but then again, I go to a regular gym. So I don't see this. You also live in a town, I don't want to mention where I could see this happening way more than where I'm in. I have not seen that many G.I. Janes. They're here, but probably not in the numbers that you have. You go out to California, I'm sure there's a lot more of them out there, but you got the season to do it. Denver, you see a lot of these gals that are always hiking the line, again, it's not easily measurable, but there is a line when a gal gets so ripped, she starts looking like a guy who's no longer feminine or attractive. It's like, yeah, there's something off there. And then girls, again, I'm doing it for myself, not for men. Well, then there's something wrong with that. There's something really wrong with that. Not solely for men, but if you just do, what's yourself? Who's yourself? It's I don't know if it's greed or what, but there is something off. You know what? I don't like hanging out with people that just do things for themselves and nothing else. Like that's it, just themselves. It's like, well, yeah, but what do? Do you play Parcheesi? Do you hunt? What do you do to define you? Because I don't want to just get to know yourself and how you like flipping over tires, because that's pretty boring, actually. So I would speculate in the area that you're in. Again, I don't want to point out there. What's driving it would be careerism, especially in the place that you're at. I don't want to give away, but let's say it's like New York. All right, you saw this happen in a non-working out sense back in the 90s with the that show, the Vaginas in New York show. What the fuck was that called? Sex and the City, that one, all right? And they actually got a lot of women to move to New York thinking they were going to have this lifestyle. And these women went to New York to, we're going to become marketing executives and directors and nonprofit directors. And now it's bloggers. They're all writers. They're all writing for Salon or something else. And they're all writing, living off of their parents' money. Because if you look at them, there's no way you're affording New York rent on that. They're doing it for themselves. There is no consideration or thought of other people there. And it's very career driven, if you can call marketing director, a nonprofit, or blogging a career. To this day, I still don't claim I have a career. I have luck, a lot of luck, but I don't have a career. That's why I think, so you already had the background of feminism, rah, women got to go and do everything and be all things, have it all. New York and even California, again, you got a perfect example of where media marketed, especially in the 80s. Oh, you got to go New York. New York, if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. And then LA, there was always some movie. Look at all the cool kids. There's a whole spate of surfing movies. I think between Hawaii and California, like, well, look, man, Vernay, come live out in California. We got Australians here. They're speaking in their Australian accents. Isn't that cool? Move to LA. And everyone bought it. 90s a little bit more. That was Seattle, come out to Seattle and Sex in the City. And everyone went out there for their career. So I think in the context of this propaganda, it wasn't even conscious propaganda. It was just like, hey, look, it's cool out here. Let's make movies. And then also feminism going into, that women have been channeled. Well, let's put it this way. They sure as fuck won't saying, hey, you should stay at home, raise kids, and have a loving family. They certainly were not fucking channeled there. Not that they were not only not propagandized, that was even villainized at times to seem as it was inferior. So this traditional biological role that women had played, that's gone. That's wiped out. And now you're starting to see the comeuppance of this. And you have a lot of successful women, especially in terms of their career. There's no doubt about that. And even not if in their career they were successful in education. They got degrees. Don't know if those degrees translated to careers, but they got good grades and they went to school and they are used to accomplishment. And now once you're out of school, well, what do you got to accomplish? There's nothing left. What's the next stage? And so I think without having family around, without having your kids, without having a husband, and being used to that competitive nature in corporate America or even nonprofits or school, they want to go into this. And whereas I'm okay, that's fine. Go ahead. And competition, again, that's another reason to go into it. So I don't know what... I'd say maybe out where you are, you have a lot of gals out there using this as a surrogate or a substitute or like the continuation on of that endorphin high. Like, I succeeded in this, now I need to succeed in this. Okay, fine. And certainly you're in shape. But again, if it gets too far and using it for a substitute of something else, that's what I worry. But what's driving is, yes, this how we've channeled, how we've conditioned, how we've brainwashed girls, now young women or even older women. They're going into it. Now, me personally, again, I don't think this is that huge of a... If you look at obesity rates, everyone's getting fatter. So these women are definitely in the minority. And you know what? Even if they are doing it for themselves, which is a little weird and scary, it's better that they're doing that than not. That's good. I love to see that people get in shape. Absolutely. But yeah, when you start looking more ripped than a guy, and you're not doing it for a competition... there's something off. So this leads then to your final question. What is the likely impact in women and their relationships with men? Well, it's not going to be all women. It's just going to be this very small minority. I think it's a very small minority. I mean, for people to do that stuff, like P90X, not P90X. I did, the cool guy. Was it Extreme? Some cardio thing that just beat the shit out of me. It had this guy who was calling out. He was very, very funny. He was very cool. That lasted. I think I did it. What was it called? It's 2 months. You do 1 month of this. So I did 1 month religiously, and then I did the second month. I just got my ass handed to me, and I saw no physical improvement. My heart rate was down to 50 beats a minute. Insanity. That's what it was. Insanity with the dude. Like, come on, one more. So I did Insanity, and I'm like, screw this. I don't have time for this. This is insane. I don't like it. I do enough working out with hiking and everything else like that. But for people to do that, to do a CrossFit, to do a TRX, to do a P90X, that is such a rare percentage. It's not really going to affect men's relationship with women. These individual women, yeah, and what's simply happening is they're putting this workout ahead of any kind of meaningful relationship with a man, even other friends, children, if they were to theoretically have them. Where you see, and again, even if I'd say half the people that aren't even that crazy. I think they're just really into fitness, which is cool. But that other half, the ones that you're pointing out, and this I guess would be the delineating line, would be when they start looking more masculine. Like my buddy all of a sudden had the tree trunk legs and was, oh no, marathon, and it doesn't make any sense anymore. Where it's like you already worked, working hours out at the gym. Unless you're Ed Lattimore and you're a boxer, you got to have something else going on in life, man. And so that's where the relationships will obviously be negative, but it's not going to even result on a dot because there's way more many women that are not in that very, 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 very small minority. But their lives, yeah, it'd be ruined. They're not going to have relationships with men. I mean, how ripped does the guy have to be? I mean, right there, you're already getting rid of even masculine men who are like, no, I like a feminine girl. I like a soft, dainty, cute girl. I want female. I want feminine. I don't want G.I. Jane. And so I don't even think they're going to have. Here's another one, a perfect example. I forgot about this gal. Fit everything I said before. Big time banker. Banking. And she could not tell you enough about the banking world. And she was in she was in the tango dancing, and she was a competitive tango dancer. And she told her, and couldn't take a joke. And she was, what was it? She was, what was the workout? She was always working out. She was ripped and shredded, and she was good looking, damn good looking gal. And smart too. I mean, it was kind of sad. She was smart, and if she would loosen up a little bit on the banking and the career, and I worked on this deal, I did that deal. She was kind of interesting. But no guy, the only guy that was dating her, we suspected he was a criminal. He was missing teeth. Just this mean-looking, battered-up dude. And that's the only guy, and I think because he didn't tolerate her shit. And I think that was the only guy, and it wasn't even that he showed her down. I think he just had zero fucks to give. He just didn't care. And all these other guys were trying to get with her. But then the guys who had the money and all that, who were in shape, they'd look at and like, ooh, yeah, nice girl in small doses. And then they'd have some little 23-year-old thing that was, good looking and nice and cute. And was kind. But that's what happens. I don't know if you knew this, but see, the penis goes into the vagina. Men and women are designed differently. They are meant to complement each other. And so when you have two of the same, you have two of the same. They can still be buddies and pals, but they're not going to complement each other in terms of a sexual or romantic relationship. They have to work together. See? Sex ed with Aaron Clary, 101. And men like females, and females, in theory, like masculinity likes the femininity, femininity likes the masculinity. It's like a positive, negative charge and electricity. It's like peanut butter and chocolate. The difference is what makes it great. But if these gals become like guys, and I don't know how many times we got to keep telling you gals this, we don't like masculine women. We like feminine women. And so it doesn't work out. So that's what the impact is going to be for those few women's relationships. So that's it. Yeah, I don't think this is a nationwide trend. I don't think you could say it's a phenomenon resulting from all these different ingredients of feminism and careerism and education. But yeah, it ultimately results in them being married to CrossFit or their career. And so, and that's cool. That's fine. because it's not my life. I'm just going to enjoy the decline. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.